the fear you put upon somebody when you're sitting there threatening them, especially if you're supposed to be their protector, the one that loves them, and you're over here telling them, oh, bitch, it ain't over yet, it ain't done yet, just you wait till we're done with these cops. I'm telling you, man. Alright, I watched the second footage, okay, the chest cam footage thing from the Gabby Petito and the Brian Laundrie thing, okay. I took some notes of my own, alright, because, I saw the fear in her eyes, and as soon as she mentioned that OCD, they should have called somebody else to the scene, somebody that has more experience in the matter, somebody that could have noticed the signs, because, dude, she was clearly scared out of her fucking mind, and his demeanor with how bubbly and giggly he was, I mean, he knew, he had experience in pushing the blame on saying it is the one who's smaller that's causing it, and it's because of a mental illness, and you could tell they clearly got away with that excuse before. She's clearly been coached into taking the blame. Alright, let me show you what I've come across. I don't want to take up too much time. The fear, man. I know that fear of being them threats, okay, between my husband and my dad. I know that fear. I know that fear. Alright, let's get it. That was an interesting point that was just brought up on the news. They went and got more evidence out of the camper, and they said that the parents are not acting all frantic like they've got a son that's missing. They were just totally shut down, not answering questions, and they got them all lawyered up right away. I mean, come on. What's that tell you, you guys? They know where he is. They know when they ain't talking. Because otherwise they'd be like, yeah, our daughter-in-law is dead and now our son could be too. They'd be frantic. But they're not. They're not. Okay, I don't have a whole lot of time left on here, but let's see what I do got.
Yep, it happens. It will happen. I told him I didn't get large. Yeah? Is there something on your cheek here? Looks like, did you get hit in the face? Kind of looks like something like hit you in the face. And then over on your arm, shoulder, right here. That's new, huh? Have a new mark?
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Can I see the other side of your face? So, what happened here and here?
I'm not sure. It was
She don't know how to answer. You see, something manipulators have figured out, okay? Not hitting is a bonus. See what he did with her? He grabbed her face. And I bet he grabbed it pretty aggressively if she's got marks on her from it. And it is the driver's side that's marked up. Yeah? I fast forward a little more.
Where did he hit you? Don't worry, just be
He
honest.
grabbed my face, just like this. He didn't hit me in the face, he punched me in the face or anything.
Did he slap your face or what?
Well, he grabbed me with his nail, and I guess that's why I didn't really have a cut right here, I could feel it.
Yeah.
Especially burns. But,
Okay. So has he been drinking?
no, we don't drink.
I swear the girl's been coached into taking the blame. Look at the panic on her face. Do you take any medications? No, Ossifer, she don't.
I just feel good.
Try to meditate some? But you tend to have a lot of anxiety and stress?
I have a lot of anxiety.
And what's his name? Is it Brian?
Oh, her dad said she don't have
It just makes
anything.
me upset. I know that he definitely gets frustrated with me a lot because I have a lot of anxiety and he definitely has anxiety too.
Well, that could be a bad combo if we both have anxiety. I have anxiety too, and my girlfriend's really, really calm.
See how
And she has a way
panicked
of taking
she
my
is?
anxiety and bringing it down. But my
Wait. Now watch him go to Brian. But he looked frantic.
Yeah, I know this a struggle. So you guys, you don't drink or anything? No. Okay. So you were talking to these officers. I don't mean to butt in. I just felt kind of bad for you. Maybe if you stand here, you'll have more shame.
I don't want to
right?
ducking down, but
no, I know how it is.
I had a sombrero.
Well, from when I first got here, we were more worried about what kind of a guy you were from what we heard. When talking to your girlfriend, it
Big manipulative jokester.
Did you already give a statement to this officer? And she's got smart too.
You tell
I'm
her,
trying to figure out
Mark.
what all happened. And I know you probably already told your story. This officer's probably going to be the one handling the whole case. You want to listen to what he has to say, and then you tell him what happened. If you don't mind. Sorry.
What's this backpack? What's that backpack?
What I noticed is it seemed like they were sort of squabbling over a phone. I want to say that he was trying to grab her phone, and I'm not sure exactly why. And then it seemed like he had sort of blocked the one side of the van and
This
wasn't
is
letting her
back in
get
the
in.
car.
And then the male was stepping into the driver's seat, and she was trying to get into the van, and he said something about why you being so mean, something like that. And
It seems like
sort of hit him a few times.
she was afraid of being left behind.
Like kind of like this kid kind of fighting. They remind me of very mature, I don't know, children sort of fighting. But there seemed like something was off, like a weird vibe. And yeah, eventually he's like, she crawled into the driver's seat, sort of like got into the vehicle over his lap, sort of forced her way in, I guess. And then they were in the car and they just drove away. So I wasn't sure what the nature of the argument was or what. It just seemed like there was some sort of disagreement and some sort of like shutting. I don't know why she would have entered through the driver's door. I thought that was strange. And yeah, so I thought about
I'm running out of time.
Another gentleman was already calling it in, so I was like, no, get on you. Let's get it off. I wasn't sure what to do in that situation, but that's what I thought. And if there's any other specific questions, I'm happy to try again.
Did you ever see the male strike the female?
I would say that I think I saw maybe a push or a shove, but not like a full-on.
It's shove.
Was the shove was the shove or push an aggression towards her, or was it a defensive maneuver away from her or to get her away from him?
That's a good question. It was unclear what was going on to me, but it did seem like he was. It seemed like he was trying to close off the passenger side of the vehicle and close things up. It almost seemed like he put that backpack or something on the back of the vehicle. I'm not sure. And then he was stepping in and she was out trying to get in. So maybe.
Okay.
I don't. It was the whole thing was off. And so no, I didn't see anything that was like him chasing after her or hitting her or vice versa. It was kind of light and they were almost kind of laughing, and I wasn't sure if they were just joking around. To be honest, but then it got more strange as he was in the vehicle about to drive off.
But you did see her slapping him, though, it sounds like.
Yeah, it was like, my memory is he was in the driver's seat, and she has the driver's door open, and she's like kind of hitting him either in the arm or maybe on the face, maybe with an open hand, like, hey, let me in, don't be a jerk, something like that.
Okay. Well, your story is really, really helpful because you're an independent witness.
Wait, want to see something gross? Watch this cop.
Did that go down somewhere? Instead of her going to a job,
It kind of depends. So if she
It's
was
a
jumping up
snot
for-
rocket.
If
Wiped his hand.
if they
Ew.
don't-
God, now he's touching his phone. He better not try to shake his hand. Look at this insensitive statement.
Grown man, this is what you'll drink from. Plus it's ice cold, and so I'm going to drink from it. Sorry.
Spit it up more.
That if we have a
I'm
domestic
running out
assault,
of
they don't trust
time.
the police to make good decisions because too many cops have made bad decisions. So they say, we're not going to give you discretion. We're going to write a law that says if you have a domestic assault, whether it's male on female or female on male, whoever the primary aggressor is has to be charged. No choice. You don't get to give them a warning. It doesn't matter if you barely heard it all and the guy doesn't want to press charges. Or the girl doesn't want to press charges. We don't have a choice.
That's
We literally
paper
have a choice. He does not
talk.
want to press charges. He says you guys are a team. He says you're his fiance. He says he loves you. He says he doesn't want anything to happen. But we're explaining to him we don't have any choice in this. So
Look at the
we're
fear.
we're trying to get local victims advocacy group.
Here's him explaining the ticket to her, and as soon as she thinks she might have to come back and deal with this shit again, watch the fear and the panic.
Court date, and that court date will probably be online.
Come back to you
No,
now.
it'll be online. You have a smartphone?
Yes.
So you can. You're okay.
Look at the fear and the panic.
When COVID happened, they switched all the court from in person to online.
Because she knows that fucking argument ain't over. Running out of time. Here's another phone call.
So, a tiny little girl, 22 years old, slapped her boyfriend, her fiance, several times. He's got a little bit of a little tiny abrasion on his chin, on his jaw. They got into a van and drove off. They got called in by there's one caller and then a witness. Got them stopped. The story from the witnesses matches the story from the female, matches the story to the male. She was pissed off. She's having a rough day. He tries to separate from her. She's not staying away from him. She has severe anxiety problems. He locks her out of the van, says you need to go for a walk and cool off. She's forcing her way into the van. She's clawing her way past him into the van to be with him. He's shoving her to get her out of the van, but he's not assaulting her or he's not assailing her. He's trying to keep her out. She's punching, slapping, everything. She's got to be 105 pounds soaking wet, 22, full of anxiety, having a really tough time. Not making excuses, but I mean, it is written in the code. We do have a domestic assault here. He's not wanting to pursue it. He's very adamant. He does not want to pursue it. We're explaining we don't have any discretion on these things. We're giving him a no contact. We're letting see if they can get him a hotel so she can have the van so that we don't have to put her in jail. she's really struggling with the idea of being alone and not with him and not having the van. They want to be together. I told her, look, there's not anything I can do. This is all written into freaking statute. I just said, the last thing I can do is call supervisor and see where this is such a minor, there's like a slap fight and the injury is from a fingernail. I just don't know if it's worth the whole domestic thing or not, or if it's going to get us in trouble if we don't do it this way. Well, they don't want to, but I told them that unless I get some kind of permission some other way, I'm pretty sure this is a statute and that we have to separate you. Domestic assault charge, what do you think about that? Well, I mean, do the whole thing or not? But is there a way to not do anything on something like this? I mean, it's so minor. It's hard to say, right? I'm going to go reread the statute and to see if it fits or if there's a way it doesn't fit. And if I can find a way that, because it really is, the spirit of the law is being lost on this one. It really is. So let me see what I can find, and if nothing else, then I'll separate them whether she likes or not.
It's one way, half doesn't matter. I mean, it's a headache whether I go left or it's a headache whether I go right.
Another option is to not charge them and separate them tonight. If they find themselves together again, what does it do? You separate them. You provide it for your safety. If he doesn't have enough sense to stay away and you got him separated, it's on him.
What about her?
You can separate them and say, don't let this go off for tomorrow. If they don't let it go off and we hear about it, we'll hear about it. And if there's some fighting going on, you already was Mr. Nice Guy. You already gave him a chance. What you can't do, by law, is separate someone and say, if we hear from you again, we're going to arrest one of you. Because then if one of them really needs help, they may not call police and get home. The law says it cannot literally mean not say, if we get more problems,
I just wanted to show people those other phone calls. Ending it with my sticky bandits. We out this piece. It's been real. You want to catch our squirrely feedings in the morning? Click the subscribe button and stay tuned. And if you want to hear anything I might be bitching about, stick around for that too. We out this piece. Been real. Anyone sees Brian Laundrie's ugly mug, call the authorities.